We need to engage in determining who will occupy the seats of power by way of casting our vote. Our organization is called When You Vote, I Win. It was said that that's not inclusive, that it's selfish. But even though it may sound like a selfish statement, what it demands is a selfless response. If you believe in democracy, if you believe in the democratic process, if you believe in equity, if you believe in equal justice, if you believe in that all men are really created equal, then when you vote, I'm going to win.
Since our country's founding, thousands of Americans have fought for the right to vote, mostly nonviolently, though their protests were often met with violence. Given the sacrifices made to extend this right, it is doubly disappointing how low voter turnout has been in recent elections. Detroit League member Charles Thomas Jr. draws on his family's 1960s history fighting for voting rights as he launches an initiative to encourage voter turnout in this election year. Two of the giants who still walk among us are Thomas's aunts, Alice Moore and Denise Holt, who took part in voting rights marches in the 1960s. As teenagers, they joined John Lewis and SNCC in all three marches that eventually went from Selma to Montgomery. They will share their memories of those marches and their reflections on the current state of voter apathy.
I told my sister, I don't know how we got picked. I didn't raise my hand, but there were 300 people that could walk all the way. And we were 2 of the 300 that did that 52-mile walk.
It was traumatic, very traumatic, and even the walk from Selma to Montgomery, it took us 5 days. Getting to that bridge was a challenge. We went through a lot.
Bloody Sunday was the real bad day. That's when we were beaten, tear gassed.
And as we crossed the bridge, getting a full blast of tear gas, and the next thing I knew, there were a couple guys just had me dragging me, and I didn't know where Alice was.
I had the most traumatic experience, and all I could do was cry, and I got very angry. And I tell you, right there, laying on the ground by the bank of the water, I wanted to get up, and I said, I will do more. I was there for the next one, and I was there for the third one when we went all the way. It was not easy. It's not easy to remember. I have not walked across that bridge for one time. Since Bloody Sunday. We went out as young people, but we learned as grown people what it meant for us to have done that.
You all don't understand. When we went to a water fountain, it said colored, whites only. You've never experienced that. That's why voting to you does not matter. It meant something to us because we knew that we had to do something to remove those signs that says black, white only, colored. They didn't even say black, colored. That's what we were called. We were colors. Colors, that's what we were. Your parents, your grandparents, great-grandparents, they went through that. You haven't. That's why you don't think your vote counts. That's why you don't think you need to go to the poll. They're trying to take that away from you. They're trying to take us back. We don't want that. You need to go to the poll. Go to the poll.
It didn't just come automatically. It came with work. It came with blood, sweat, tear, and sacrifice. Frederick Douglass said this: if there is no struggle, there is no progress. Power concedes to nothing without a demand. The limit of tyranny is prescribed by those who endure it. You gotta give it up for these ladies. They were the ones that didn't quietly submit. They agitated, they irritated, and they made sure that the 1965 Voting Rights Act was passed by their efforts along with the brothers and sisters who were walking in lockstep with them. You know why they didn't want us to vote? Because they knew when we voted, we were going to vote for people that looked like us, that thought like us, that supported our efforts and our initiatives. So, For all of you young people, you need to register to vote. You better vote and make sure that those people that are in Lansing and in DC support those efforts and make sure that you remain engaged.